Great. So thank you so much, Markets Pro and MIT ADT University for giving me this opportunity to participate in this webinar, acquiring new management skills. So students, you're taught many things from your parents. You get to learn many things from your parents, from your teachers, from your school, from your college, from the society. And what you're taught from the childhood, you're taught study hard, know everything, be the topper in all the subjects, get good marks, put all your efforts in getting admission in the best college, get a college degree, then find a high paying job. And when you're well settled, when you work for a good company or for the government, and then it's the time to buy a house, buy a car, pay bank EMIs, and then you should work very hard on the weekdays and enjoy on weekends. That's usually we are taught, isn't it? From our society, from our parents, from our teachers, that kind of learning we usually get. What you're not taught from your parents, from your school, from your college, what you're not taught is something, it may come as a surprise for you, but it's the real fact. It's very important. Academic excellence, it will not necessarily lead to your career excellence. It is very important for you to understand. Maybe it took very long time for all of us to understand, 10 years, 20 years to understand. No one asks us now what were your 10th marks or 12th marks. It does not matter in the long term. So your academic excellence is not going to necessarily lead you to your career excellence. You may get a good job with your college degree, but your college degree is not going to help you in keeping it for a very long time. This is another fact. Please understand this. Third very important thing, Onkar has already touched this point. Staying your comfort zone and not upgrading yourself is the biggest risk that you'll be taking in your life. So, the magic always happens outside your comfort zone. It is, actually very uncomfortable outside the comfort zone. But when you are really uncomfortable, you grow yourself. You understand when you learn the skills that you feel, you're not good at speaking English, or you are not good at communication, you are not good at negotiation, you have a public fear, a public speaking fear. Then when you learn those skills, and when you get comfortable with the skill that you're not already comfortable with, that is where the real magic happens. Attitude and your mindset are much important than your skill set. What is attitude? What is mindset? Attitude is simply basically how you face failures, how you come out of that. Your mindset is basically how well you handle your emotions, how strongly you can bounce back if you have faced a setback. So your attitude and mindset are going to be really important for you than your skill set. And companies these days, Onkar would agree with me, they pay very close attention to your mindset and your attitude apart from your skill set. Then people skills are more important than individual skills. Vivek sir has already told you that teamwork, then working with people is really important. You might be having excellent individual level skills, but if you don't know how you can work with other people, how you can get the work, if you have to grow in your career path, you'll become a manager, then you'll become a leader. And if you really want to grow high in your company, then there is going to come a time when you'll have to handle a lot of people. You'll have to handle their emotions, their maybe it will not always happen like you're going to get to work with very good people. There could be people with whom you might have arguments, but you still need to know how to handle them. So people skills are going to be more important than your individual level skills. Then one more important point, your good salary does not necessarily mean that you are financially stable. You might be having package of 10 lakhs or 12 lakhs, but still there is a possibility, still there is a chance that you are not financially stable. This is because only colleges and schools only teach you how to earn money. They do not train you how to handle your money, how to grow your money, how to protect your money. So it is very important, you need to understand Apart from earning, how you can grow your money and how you can protect money. So I'm going to talk about three most important intelligence, which are more important than your IQ, than your intelligent quotient. And these again, let me tell you, these three skills, these three intelligence are usually not taught in schools or colleges, and you have to learn yourself. Let's talk about the first intelligence. First intelligence is your financial intelligence. Financial intelligence is what? Let me give you a simple example. When you look at this house, most of the people will tell you your house is your asset, isn't it? Our society will tell you, okay, you own a house, that's really great. So what people usually do once they start earning good salary, they usually purchase a home. But they realize it very late that their house or their car or their so many other things, luxurious items, are not their assets, but their liability. How to understand what is an asset and what is a liability? It is very important to know the difference. So the simplest difference is this. If you know how to read a balance sheet, this is simple income statement and balance sheet. Anything that puts money in your pocket, it can be anything that puts money in your pocket, that is your asset, and anything takes money out of your pocket, that is your liability. So if you purchase a home and you have to pay EMIs every month, you have to pay taxes to the government, then you have to spend money on house, then of course it is taking every time money out of your pocket. So in the long term, your house does not become your asset, but it becomes your liability. Unless you have rented that house and that is generating good income for you, or your car is generating some kind of income for you, then it can become an asset. Otherwise, it is a liability. And it is a very wrong decision to invest more and more into liabilities. So you should always focus into investing asset. So your knowledge, your skills are your long-term assets. So don't feel shy away from investing in your personal development. Those can become your long-term assets. Then active income versus passive income. You can see in the picture, there is one man, he's not working at all. And there is other man, he is working very hard. Probably he is a job owner or he is self-employed. So every day he has to, get water at his home, or probably if he's hired by someone, then he has to provide water to that house. He is actively working every day. The day he will stop working, he'll not get any money. His income will stop. And the other person, what he has done, he has built a system for himself. So this system is working for him. Even if he's not working, he is not doing anything, he'll still continue to earn. So it is very important, think long term and think how you can generate passive income sources for yourself, and never be dependent on a single source of income. Many people make this mistake. They are dependent only a single source of income. Always understand how you can invest your hard-earned money and invest into some assets which can generate passive income sources for you. Next, another important intelligence that is not in your school or college, Azim sir told you briefly about this, is the emotional intelligence. What is this emotional intelligence? I saw some of the students, they're throwing questions about failures. They're, we are in school days, college days, we are afraid of failure. We feel as if, we have done a very big crime if we have failed. But it's very important to understand, you need to learn to embrace failures, because failures are the biggest learning than your biggest success. And if you have failed, you need to understand what has caused the failure, and what can be ways of coming out of that failure. That is one thing. Then many times you are stressed, we feel anxious, we feel as if we are not in control of our lives. It's very simple idea, just come out of your body and understand what is exactly going on in your brain, what is going on in your mind. So that is about emotional intelligence. There are 5 key elements of EQ, emotional intelligence. I would just like to briefly touch that. First is about having self-awareness. So it's about your ability to recognize and understand your emotions, moods, abilities, as well as their effects on others as well as on yourself. Then second thing is self-regulation, how you can control yourself, how you can control your disruptive impulses or behavior. and you should think before you act and before you express yourself. Third is, when you're self-aware and when you can regulate yourself, then there is internal motivation. You suddenly realize what you're passionate about, and you start motivating yourself, and then you start understanding others also. So empathy is about understanding others, putting yourself into other shoes, and understanding what kind of emotions they might be having. And empathy is a very important skill that you'll ever have. Even if you're doing a job, you're doing a business, empathy is really important. It's about ability to understand other people's emotions and their reactions. And last one is social skills, your ability to manage relationship and build networks with others, very important. And that brings me to third important skill of social intelligence. Social intelligence is all about, how strongly you can build your network, how well you can work with other people. That is going to be really important. So basically, how many people you are connected with, how good relationship with you have with those people really matters. So your social intelligence has nothing to do with how many friends you have on your Facebook or how many followers you have on Instagram. That really does not matter. But actually, how many people can come to help you when you actually need a help, or how many people can stand by you when there is a real need. So only a true network is, are the people with whom you can communicate regularly, on a regular basis. You can meet them, you can exchange ideas, and you can learn from them. So your network is really your net worth. And it's about givers gain. What is givers gain? So I'm part of this organization called BNI, Business Network International. The philosophy of BNI is givers gain. What is givers gain? You need to learn to give to others, you need to learn to help others. And it is not at all good if you're helping someone else in the expectation of that a person will give you something back. Don't have any kind of expectation. Just do your best to give others, just to help others, and let me tell you, it is really going to help you in the long term. So givers gain, always remember this formula. It is going to help you a lot in the long term. I would like to suggest some of the best books. I'm a avid reader and I read a lot of books. I would like to suggest you to go through some of these books. I have picked up many good things from these books, and I've been able to present those in front of you here today. The first book is Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Stephen Covey, one of the best-selling book across the world. This book will teach you, how you can be. Thank you, Kaustubh. So this big book will teach you about, how you can be first independent. So being independent is about being proactive, taking the responsibility for your own life. You need to understand, your life is not dependent on others. It is completely dependent on your own decisions. So be proactive. Then think, begin with the end in mind. You always have to understand probably what you'll be doing after 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So from that perspective, you can start planning right now. So begin with the end in mind is the second important habit. Third habit is first things first. You need to prioritize your things. Then other habits are like think win-win, seek to understand first, then to be understood, learn to synergize. And seventh habit is sharpening your saw on a regular basis. That is about improving your skills. Rich Dad Poor Dad, amazing book. Cash Flow Quadrant will tell you about the differences between being employed, self-employed, businessmen and investors. Then Emotional Intelligence, very important book to understand how to handle your emotions. Give and Take will give you insights, to so many things like when you give, giving is such an asset. That book will help you understand that. And final book by suggested book today by me is Masters of Networking. So this book will help you understand how you can network and how you can grow your relationships in the long term. Hope it was useful for all of you. So, so these are my contact details. I've just displayed my email address. So in case you have anything, you can get in touch with me anytime. So thank you so much, Kaustubh, for Markets Pro and MIT ADT University for giving me this opportunity. I hope all the students find it helpful. Over to you, Kaustubh.